many years later was it written? As Muslims, we believe the Quran is still in state 1400 plus years, and it's word by word, it's the same, you know?
Okay.
How do you authenticate the book itself?
What we know is we know at the end of the book of Acts, Paul is on his way to Rome. He keeps saying he's on his way to Rome. He's on his way to Rome. There was an historian named Adolf von Harnack. He said there is no way this could have been written after 62 or 64 AD. Why? Because the book of Acts ends with Paul just arriving in Rome, foreshadowing him going before Caesar. He never appears before Caesar. If anyone wrote this after Paul was before Caesar, he was a horrible historian. No one would have done that. This is a time marker. So we know Acts was written around 62 to 64 AD. Luke was written before that, so it was written in the early 60s. He used Mark as a source, therefore Mark was written before that. Paul's letters were written around that same time and before that because he was martyred around 64 AD. We've got almost all the New Testament right there. Before even the Christian persecution is starting, before the destruction of the temple, all of this is within the lifetime of eyewitnesses.
So they did not differentiate between the stance of conservative scholars and modern critical scholars. They named one, but even conservative scholars like F.F. Bruce puts it around 64, 65 CE. Another conservative scholar, Craig Keener, puts it around 70 to 80 CE. Same goes with N.T. Wright. However, the abrupt ending, portrayed prophecy or foreshadowing with details, makes it obvious to have been written around 70 CE. Temple destruction, the polished language, and historical detail can be overlooked. Luke also tells the knowledge of a lot of people writing their accounts of what happened, makes it obvious that a lot had been written prior to Luke and Acts. Luke gets Acts 7:16, Tomb of Patriarchs, wrong as well. This is deliberate deception of Christian apologists.